Welcome in, guys. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Welcome in, guys. Man, this is really delayed. Hi, Dasha. Welcome in. West Virginia. Where are you from? Hello, Jeff. Welcome in. I do tarot readings and guidance. And we just talk. Yeah, Mountain Mama. West Virginia. Welcome in. Shout out. Hayden. Hello. Haddam. Jeff, you need to go somewhere else for that. Unless you're talking about tarot readings and talking. I don't give a fuck. Welcome in. Shout out to England. Did you read my shirt? Except no, I can't go to hell because the devil still has a restraining order against me. I'm doing God's work. Judge not, lest ye be judged. You know, the Bible does say something about the chosen ones, and how would you know if you run across one? Think about that. Some stranger could come up and ask you for a glass of water. You gonna give it to him? It might be Jesus. Thank you, Medusa. Yeah, I love it too. I fight him every day. Freedom High, welcome in. I don't give a fuck. I'm not ready for that yet. I just got out of I'm still getting over a really bad relationship. Not that I don't know, he ran off with my brother's ex-wife after all the money was gone, so if that tells you anything. Again, I repeat, how would you know if you run into a chosen one? Remember, they're hidden among us. And if you're projecting that onto me, maybe you need to go look in the mirror there, Randy, and talk to God yourself. Hingman, shout out to Cambodia. Hi, welcome in. Okay, that takes care of that. Crustrum Anonymous, welcome in. Yeah, I think it's a large too there, Medusa. Brian Shu, if I'm saying that right, welcome in. I'm Ran Awan. Hi, welcome in. G, I've never had one, but my son did, and my daughter did, and they had a lot of problems. Welcome in, G. I don't give a fuck. God would tell me. Yep. Okay, Medusa. Grey Wolf, good morning. Welcome in. Filmic, hi, welcome in. Mark Robinson, hola. Hey, welcome in. Ugnort the Great, welcome in. Juiced, welcome in. I don't give a fuck. I've asked that question a couple of times, and I keep getting that answer, the chosen one. So, chosen for what? Does it say in there what the chosen ones are chosen for? I actually believe it's for breaking cycles, old patterns, bringing the truth to the world. Adam, I don't follow the news, honey. I'm an empath, so all of that, you know, I feel all of that at a deep level, so I just stay away from the news. I want peace. Anaka app? I don't know what you're saying, hun, but welcome in. Chilla, welcome in. Armin, yeah, welcome in. Blue. Medusa, they're blue. Solomon Island, that's pretty cool. Shout out to Solomon Island. You wouldn't, but just you wouldn't. But that's where, you know, it says not to judge because you don't know. You know what I mean? Notification, very, very possible. There's a lot of people waking up. Big awakening. Naradian, I don't know what you mean about messaging your daughter, hun, but welcome in. Grey Wolf, you don't, I mean, I don't know, you could be. Luke, now. Welcome in. Jeff, if you're still here, yeah, I can do one. I'll do one question. Actually, Jeff, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. What's your question? We can do the rest later. I can always timestamp it. I had some people yesterday that wanted it, but we were on here pretty long, and I think they ended up leaving. What you doing, Sassacus? What you doing, baby? What? Come on, you can do it. There you go. Come on. Watch out, buddy. Back to your fan. Okay, you keep an eye out. X, that's something I need to keep to myself. It's been a long time, but that's something I need to keep to myself. PJ, middle class. Hi, how are you? I'm good. Welcome in. Dimitri, welcome in. Hi. Medusa, I understand what you're saying, honey. I really do. Orawa? Yes, I've watched anime. I've watched it with my kids. Exclusive news and funds. Hi, how are you? Welcome in. Alice, I don't message people, but welcome in. Rune, hi, welcome in. It doesn't do me no good to use my glasses because I can't see either way. I have to keep taking them on and off. I can see better up close than I can see with my glasses. Yep, I'm just chilling. You're right. It's my cat, Medusa. I don't know where he went now, probably to go bother the dog. Austin Ford, welcome in. I have tried vaping. I don't really like it. And I've known people who have done that and ended up with pneumonia. So I do it every now and then when my kids come around, they'll hand me their vape. Reality presentation. Hi, good evening. Welcome in. I'm good. How are you? West Virginia. Goilio? I hope I'm saying that right. Yes, I like split peas. My grandma made me split pea soup and I loved it. Morris Munion. Hi, shout out to Kenya. Welcome in. Medusa, you're welcome. Shout out to India. Reality presentation. I don't have a basement to lock anybody in. Finkelstein, but welcome in. It's just me and my cat right now, Medusa. I have 5 kids, though, 3 boys and a set of twin girls. They're all grown up now. Reality presentation. You have a good evening, too. Murray, I don't know what bumbleclot is, but welcome in. Quaheb, welcome. Welcome in. I tried the bifocals. I don't really like them. I have to take my glasses off to see up close and put my glasses on to see far away. So, and this is just like in between. I mean, I could scoot my chair closer maybe, but Sassacus. Sassacus. Come here, baby. What are you looking at? What's out there? He's on the fan right now. If he comes back down, I'll show him to you guys. Go ahead. I said hi, hun. Yes, Medusa, that's what I've seen too. I've actually tried to talk my kids out of doing it, which why they ever started, I don't know, because they don't smoke cigarettes. I don't have a ferret. I have a cat. I like ferrets, though. I think that the vapes are hard on some people and some people not. I guess it depends on how good your lungs are. Come here, baby. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, everybody. Yeah. You want to say hi? Yeah. Medusa, I don't usually eat lunch. I usually eat dinner. I know I need to eat healthier, but I would one time. Right now, I need a place. You breed fighting weasels? I've never heard of that, Finkelstein. Boof, welcome in. I don't know. I mean, I read things where vapes can give you popcorn lungs, so I don't know. Veritas, welcome in. Okay, well. Yeah, everything is so expensive anymore. I've been doing this since I was 10. I've quit a couple of times, and after my mom passed away, I quit for like 3 years, 3 months and some odd days, but I let a friend of mine pressure me back into smoking, and I've not quit since. I've come close, but me's sake. Hello, welcome in. Chinese Joe, hi, welcome in. Yeah, I did. I made myself a promise that I'm not a violent person, but I made myself a promise that the next person tries to force me into it after I quit, that I'm gonna smack them. Yeah. It is what it is. Because I was doing good. And now I'm chain smoking like my mom did. Mistake, Fiji, shout out to Fiji. So how are you all doing this morning or this evening or wherever you are? How are you doing? Oh, shout out to Florida, Medusa. I actually have an aunt that lives down there on my dad's side. He's a tuxedo cat. I love him. He's my ride or die. He's been homeless with me twice now. Being nice and helping other people. I don't know. It led me to home twice. Well, one person kicked me out because they didn't like me talking about God, is what they said. Well, Frank, I send you prayers for fast and recovery and healing. Medusa, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting myself first. I've been traveling around family. I'm looking at getting a place. My stepdad said I could stay here, but yeah, I don't know what I'm doing yet. Job, thank you. God bless you too. Augustine, hi. Frank, you're welcome. Michelle Pickens, hi. Welcome in, guys. I really hope y'all are doing good. Frank Foley, welcome in, and you're welcome. I've been up all night cleaning the room I'm staying in. My stepdad had hip surgery, and the mice really took over that room. So I've been trying to get it cleaned up. Yeah, Medusa. I'm waiting on an answer about something right now. So that's what I said. I don't know what I'm doing, but I haven't been home. Well, since I had my heart attack, I spent a day up here when I had my heart attack back in 23. But other than that, I haven't really been home. And well, I left in 2016. So it's kind of nice to come see everybody. And, you know, for once I get to come see my kids instead of the other way around. Frank Foley, the best advice for living in this world: don't put others on a pedestal. They don't belong there. Thank you, Medusa. I appreciate that. Yes, I want what's best for everybody. Experience has given me a lot of knowledge and wisdom to set down at others' feet if they wish to pick it up or choose to pick it up and use it. I use tarot to help me heal, to help me see traumas and wounds I didn't even know I had. If it's so bad, then I don't understand how it can heal somebody. Everything's good and evil. It depends on what intention you put in it. Thankfully, I've had to have two stents put in. I had a heart attack in 2019 and then another one in 2023. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's because, doing for other people, putting other people above myself. That's why I said don't put anybody on a pedestal. You have to fill your own cup before you can fill anybody else's. And you have to make sure that they're grateful, they have gratitude and they're not just using you. Yes, Medusa, I learned that the hard way. Unfortunately, God took me through the jail system. My brother's ex-wife's daughter got me to talk to my niece's husband that was in there, and he introduced me to somebody, then introduced me to somebody else, that introduced me to somebody else, and introduced me to somebody else. And it started out helping them spiritual, and let me just tell you, they charmed, and I fell because I was emotionally codependent at the time. Had to work on that. But they drug me to hell and back. Like, I have, with knowing them 3 times, have felt like I was literally dying, and once felt like my soul was dying. So I definitely went into the deep pits of hell and had to claw my way back out. I call it dark night of the soul. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot about me, and definitely learned a lot about my self-confidence. And about how they manipulate and use, and they use charm and your emotions to get what they want. Freedom, hi, welcome in. Yes, and I'm definitely putting myself first. And I don't care who don't like it. I've spent my whole life taking care of everybody else. It's my turn. Yes. I agree, Medusa. Every time I would talk to them about, the healing that I was doing and stuff, like, they would beat it down. And I would find myself defending myself a lot. And I don't know. I woke up one day and realized, you know what? I have nothing to defend. I'm perfect the way I am. This was a journey. It was part of my destiny. It was part of an experience. And breaking cycles. It was childhood trauma. And I didn't realize it. I had to learn how to be my own mom, my own dad. And they wanted to keep me quiet. They don't want me talking. They got lots and lots and lots of money off of me, though. And the one that ended up leaving with my brother's ex-wife, when all the money was gone, then so was he. But I'm strong. Exactly, Frank. Right. When I needed it, the first time I was homeless, my kids helped me, and I hated asking them. I don't ask them for that kind of stuff, and I paid them back. But no one else, including the person that told me to move to that woman's house. No, no one else helped me. That person told me that he could find me another place, but I couldn't talk about God, so I said, no, I will stay in my car, thank you. And that's what I did. Me and my cat. I won't. I refuse to pay that price. Michael, I know. I do. Welcome in. Medusa, yeah. My dad passed away, and I mean, we had only been talking for 2 years. I didn't grow up with him. We had only been talking for 2 years, and that was because of my son. But I addressed the pink elephant in the room like 2 months before he passed away. Someone hit him while he was hauling a car on his side of the road and killed him. And I went up there and cleaned that place up. You couldn't even walk in it. My dad was a hoarder, but he died doing what he loved. So, no judgment. But you couldn't even walk in it. It took me over 2 years to clean it by myself. And that was inside and outside. Outside, he had like 22 cars. He had the old box Mustang, and my brother traded that for a riding lawnmower. But I did all the work around there. You know what I mean? I had an old man who came down and cut the grass for me, but I did all the weed eating. I cleaned up all the trash and junk and stuff in the yard. A good bit of it anyway. I mean, my brother had some when he came in a couple times a year, but I did all of that. And what I got back for that in return was total disrespect. Total disrespect. Threatened to kick me out 6 times. And I looked at him and told him, I said, I've made, I asked God that if you do that one more time to find a place for me and my dog and my cat to go. Well, I didn't know that was going to happen, but God told me to leave my dog with my cousin because she helped him heal a lot. And they love each other. And he found a place for me and my cat to go. And the 7th time he did it, I just said, you know what? This place isn't worth it. This land, this house, it's not worth it. So I left. And that's where I had my second heart attack when I was. Marlon, I'm 51. And I just came back from a huge battle. The first time I was homeless, I had been sick since October. And the doctors kept putting me on steroids and saying respiratory. And right after I'd go off of them, I would be sick again. And that was 3 times down there where my dad was. And then I actually moved to another part of West Virginia, and there they put me on steroids the first time, and I was still sick, very depleted. I packed and moved through depletion. And the second time they put me on a steroid and an antibiotic, and the third time I went in, I was coughing up this light green stuff, and they told me that I had pneumonia. So I was doing all that with pneumonia, completely depleted, and I haven't completely come back yet. And I moved in February, so around the end of March is when I found out it was pneumonia. Yeah, I wear my heart on my sleeve, Medusa, and I love all people. I try to help people, but I've learned that I need to help those that help themselves. Yeah, cute. Hi, welcome in. Zed Strike, yes. I didn't start resting till I got everything packed and got up here. I listened to my body. When I was tired, I laid down. The little bit of energy that I would get, I'd get up and pack. Yeah, it's my stepdad's clock, but yeah, I love it. I love the birds. Yeah, I was under a lot of stress, Medusa. I wasn't only fighting with him, but he, for some reason, had me fighting with his boss too. His boss would constantly call me and fight with me. I finally got to the point where I quit answering the phone. He only come in a couple times a year, and most of the time he'd be calling me, and if I didn't answer, he'd send the neighbors. And I got to the point where I actually unplugged the phone, like I unplugged it. He had me fighting with his mom. It was it was crazy, man. It was crazy. And I went up there to do that for us, for me, him, and my other brother. And I mean, the total disrespect. David Arankunda, hi, welcome in. I'm taking turmeric right now and cranberry pills. Ginger, I'm gonna have to get pills for ginger because I have GERD and the ginger upsets my GERD, Medusa. But I was taking multivitamins. They're in my storage unit. There's just so much I could carry in my car. I just have a small car. My clothes, my cat's litter box in the trunk, and my tools and stuff in case I need them. But I like my feminine products, my washing, hygiene products and stuff, you know. Um, yeah, and I'm taking the turmeric too because it rebuilds your vessels. Like it helps rebuild the wells of your vessels. And the ginger, you know, helps with the blood flow naturally because I don't like over the counter medications. I don't have prescriptions. I don't like them. I want to figure out how to do the natural. So that I was taking the ginger, but like I said, my acid reflux would go crazy. I actually started drinking aloe water. That seemed to help with that though. David, yeah. I was deceived by the devil, and the devil lives in the jails. And I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about the energy, the entities. Hi, Georgie, welcome back. Shout out to England. Yeah, I'm done leaving my animals behind. I've left my animals behind with other people, and I come back and they're gone. Annie Gurr, the devil stole your wallet. Well, that's not good. He stole all my money too. But I'm not worried about it. You know, there's more. I have everything I need. Grey Wolf. My mom told me 2 years before she passed away that we had White Witch in us. So I don't know. Maybe. Right, Medusa. You're right. Okay, Annie. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm not leaving him with anybody. He goes with me everywhere. Now, if I go down the hill to see my brother or something, you know, I'll leave him here with stepdad. But for long periods of time, even if I go out to the store, he goes with me. Annie Ger, watch yourself or you're going to get blocked. Dad's dog's got Chihuahua in him, but I can't remember what else he said. But they're adorable. He has one outside that's got Wolf, German Shepherd, and what the heck else did he say was in that dog? Husky, maybe? He's gorgeous, but he's big. Alan, Korea. Hi, welcome in. Palacio, thank you. Welcome in. It's not till February, Palacio. And I'm good. How are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, Georgie. They can tell. You can tell. You can tell when an animal's being mistreated too. Oh, this one looks like a big bear. He's brown, but he's gorgeous. Dad's got a horse and a donkey too, and tons and tons and tons and tons of rabbits. But he's got dogs outside and inside. It's February 1st. I'm an Aquarius, Palacio. Yes. Yeah, Dad and Mom had a male and female, Conan and Shasta. Shasta passed away years ago, and Conan, I guess, a couple years ago. So he calls this one Conan Jr. Yes, Georgia. I've had a couple that's passed away too that I know are going to meet me at the Heaven's Gates when I get there. I miss them too. Especially my blue tick boxer Pit had. Okay, Palacio. Yeah, Dad's got a little one that follows him around everywhere, attached to his hip, and then it's his pups are in the other room. But if they see my cat, they go crazy. I think it's because, he has to pin them up, and they have their own little room. And then they see him out, so they want out. I've got the one spoiled, but the other one won't come to me yet. But I'm not pushing myself on her. She'll come when she's ready. She's not used to having people up here except Dad, so people barely come to see him. Phew. Yes, Georgie, I like that. I'm not ready for winter, guys. Not at all. My mama always told me I had piss in my blood. Oh, get that room clean, Medusa. I took the vacuum cleaner and got out all the rats' nests and mice crap and washed down walls, pulled the dresser out, washed the whole entire dresser, except the inside. I haven't got the inside done. I was late coming on here because I got lost in time and I wanted to go take a shower. But he's had so much stuff packed back there, and that door's been closed. And like I said, he had hip surgery, so he hasn't been able to do a whole lot in here. He's been gathering wood and stuff for the winter, and he barely has anybody to help him. So he just let it go. It's just him and his animals here. What looks like the family from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Finkelstein. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of rest. I've been resting up. God's been telling me to rest. I think something's about to pick up. So I've been obeying. Baked baker plants, I don't know. Georgia, I feel that. He has a hard time too, but he's a stubborn man. He's not supposed to be doing half of what he's doing, but with no help, I mean, what's he supposed to do? But he has got all the wood in for the winter. So he shouldn't really. He might get another dump truck, but he shouldn't really need too much. They actually put me on that, Georgie, because my twin's father stabbed me in between my heart and lungs while I was driving, and it messed my head up. I had a lot of work to do on myself. One second, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, guys. I think Dad likes the cold. I'm ready for the wood stove. How's she doing, baby boy? Yeah, you want my flashlight? Yeah, you're on my flashlight. Let me make this one. Pull it out of this mess. I got it. Sorry, I didn't mean to put it in your eyes, baby. I didn't mean to put it in your eyes. Holy cow, I'm cold. Y'all there? Phew. Who's still here? Medusa, we could go half and half. I'd go half and half with you. I don't like it too hot. I don't like it too cold. You know, that menopause. 1 minute I'm freezing, next minute I'm burning up. And it was possible I'd even it out with you. I wish that thing would stop shaking. I got it attached to the table. Mm. It's a lot of work just to stay, just to have that room sanitized to stay in. right. One thing I do love about being here is, maybe I'll get to smell the wood stove burning. I love the smell of wood burning. I grew up on it. That's probably why. Oh, okay. Well, it seems to be shaking a lot on my side, but as long as it isn't making y'all dizzy. Okay. 103.25. Let's see what God Divine Source wants to say about what you need to do to help call your partner in. I am Hillary. Hello, welcome in. What do you want to tell the collective about what they need to do to help call their partner in? Oh, wow. That's a lot. Hold on. Let's redo this because there's too many together. James, watch it. Welcome in. Yeah. He went to prison, Georgie. He went to prison for it. And they gave him more time for stealing my car because he took over the car from the passenger side when I jumped. And they gave him more time for stealing the car than they did for stabbing me. But he went to prison and he got out. And I asked my kids if they wanted to see him. He got out, believe it or not, Halloween night in 2016. And they told me that they didn't because I was going to try to get supervised visitation. You know what I mean? And then when my daughter graduated later, right before she graduated, I had told the kids to change their name on Facebook because he would find us. And of course, my family told them no, he wouldn't even be looking. But anyway, his sister found me through the kids. And so I gave them the option to talk to him. And they said they didn't want to. But then later, when I was setting up for my daughter's graduation, her phone was laying on the counter. And I don't know, you guys, when the phone goes off, we look, right? Well, I happened to look and it was her dad. And, I was talking to her about it and she's like, Mom, don't worry about it. He ain't in love with you no more. And I was like, I'm not worried about him being in love with me anymore. But anyway, he came to her graduation and it was during COVID. So they had, if it was going to be outside, it would have been 5 tickets. And if it rained, it was going to be inside, which was 2 tickets. Well, it rained. Well, my daughter, her twin, she had asked her if she wanted to go, and she said, yeah, because, of course, they were young. They grew up together. And she ended up giving her ticket to my oldest son. So I gave my ticket to her. Well, they have another sister, and she was coming too. And no sooner than they left, I saw a vehicle pulling in. And no sooner than I got from the back door and got it shut, there was a knock on the front door, and it was their dad. And he was like, hello, Laura, how have you been? And I looked around and I'm like, where's your wife? And he said, we're getting a divorce. And so, I mean, I could have done anything in that moment. I could have told him to leave, to stay away, because I was home alone. And I could have sent him down to the school or whatever. But no, I told him to come in. And I told him, that the kids hadn't been ready. I'd asked the kids if they wanted to see him or whatever, and they weren't ready at that time. And that the people, the Vineland people and my lawyer and stuff had told me that it wouldn't do no good to get a hold of him because he wouldn't tell me what I wanted to hear. And he looked at me and he said, well, what do you want to hear? And I was nose to nose with him. And I said, I want to know why the hell you stabbed me. And he looked at me and he said, I don't know. I can't tell you. He said, all I can tell you is I was up for 21 days straight in a row. And I didn't know this. And because we had split and I'd gone up, to get him, we were supposed to go sign temporary custody over to, temporary custody over to my parents because his parents were trying to take the kids and he was getting ready to go to jail for being a felon carrying a weapon. But anyway, I forgive him immediately because nobody can be of sound mind, being up that long. I mean, he tried slicing his wrist, but they took him to the hospital and then took him to jail. Yeah, Medusa, I know what you mean. I had to pray for my kid. I pray for my kids a lot. We actually, Georgie, believe it or not, he stayed and waited for them to get back, and his other daughter drove us up to the store so he could get something for her graduation, and he stayed and he bought pizza and stuff, and he was come up and he was like, you need to eat. I told him, I said, I will. I gotta get my medicine first. And then he was standing in the kitchen at the stove, pizza, and I told him, I said, didn't your parents ever tell you or your grandparents ever tell you it's bad luck to stand up and eat, in a house? You make the house poor. And he said, no. I said, well, my grandparents did. And he just kind of slid down the wall and sat on the floor. And I just looked at him like, I didn't expect that, you know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know. We all got along. We had an actual good graduation party. It was crazy. But he kept hugging my daughter, and she was very uncomfortable because, I mean, come on, he went to prison when she was a baby. You know what I'm saying? And I even tried to help him, be able to be in the girls' lives and get to know the girls and stuff. And I mean, he told my daughter, because she went to college after that, and he told her that he had her a car and they were going to pay the insurance for, I think, like 4 or 5 years or whatever. But he promised her all this stuff, and then he just disappeared again. So I gave him a chance. You know what I mean? I gave him a chance. And the kids got to see it for what it was. And my other daughter tried to get a hold of him, and he never did answer her. Largo, watch it. But I mean, it turned out better than, than I thought it was going to. Which also taught me that there's peace on the other side of fear, and it's only the devil trying to hold you back when you're fearful of something, which I showed absolutely no fear. Vivi Sada, welcome in. Hello. Shout out to Brazil. Georgie, he did tell me I was doing a good job with the kids. I did a really good job with the kids. I left it up to the girls, Medusa. I left it up to them. I knew what it was like to grow up without a father, and he seemed like, he, I guess, learned a lot in the 10 years that he was in jail, in prison. So I wanted them to decide whether or not he should be in their life. And later on, they were upset about it, and I just told them, I was like, look, we haven't needed him all this time. We don't need him now. We did this on our own. But see, Medusa, that's the heart I have. Yes. It came out in tongues when we were little that we are protected and we're looked after. And it's proved to be in a lot of situations in my family on my mom's side. Well, the girls did want him in their life. They did want him to be their dad. They did hate the fact that, they didn't have him. I mean, there was guys that I tried with, but if they weren't good enough for me, they definitely weren't good enough for my children. But because I grew up being beaten, abused, and all that stuff, and I never let any of that stuff happen to my kids. And the way that they treated me and disrespected me, they didn't deserve my kids. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't work out. I mean, I gave a chance after chance, and I'm an Aquarius. So, I'm going to look at it from every angle you can look at it from. And I'm going to try everything there is possible to try before I give up on it. But no. And they wanted him to be a part of their life. So I gave him the chance, and he just, I don't know if it was his insecurities or what it was, but he just disappeared again. Could have been his wife too, because I really don't believe they got a divorce. Yeah, I don't push him on them. They tried. He disappeared again. It hurts them, but they've accepted it. Medusa, I don't know. I grew up without my dad. I grew up with stepdads until this stepdad, very abusive stepdads. But I always wanted my dad to be in my life. I always wanted my dad there. And I wanted the man to teach them, what a mother can't. I mean, can, but can't. I wanted the dad that was, protective and taught them the values of, a man coming in and seeing, I wanted all of that, but it didn't work out that way. And they fell into the same category I did, falling for losers. And, well, I shouldn't say that. I guess falling for guys that also had traumas, I guess I should say. And, toxic relationships. So as I learn, I lay those tools at their feet. Now, my one daughter, her first boyfriend, he really left her broken, and she ended up getting a cat I named Uriel, and that cat helped her out so much. But when that cat died, like, she was devastated. But she waited for years before she got in another relationship, and the guy that she's with now, like, she's so different. Like, he's been so good for her and good to her. My other daughter fell into my footsteps of the emotional codependency. Yeah, it really is. It really is brutal. And, I realized that, I mean, the guys that I was with, they weren't no kind of father anyway to them. I mean, I'm still the one that disciplined them, and they more or less tried to be their friend or whatever, or would try to pit us against each other. And a lot of them I raised too. So, yeah, I realized that, I was the mom and the dad, and that's all they ever needed. But he had a chance, you know what I mean? He had a chance. And I don't know what'll happen in the future. I doubt it because, like I said, my one daughter, she tried and tried and tried to get a hold of him. She gave him chance after chance, and she finally just gave up. And he kind of he was different toward her because even though against my wishes, she ended up quitting school and getting a job. I guess because she dropped out, she wasn't good enough for him, and he made that known, and that hurt her. But she still kept trying. She did go back and graduate and stuff, but yes, I've dealt with a lot of emotional vampires, and they will definitely drain you. They will drain your energy. They will drain everything from you, not just your energy, your money, your time, everything. And I'm tired of being silent about it. You know what I mean? I'm speaking out now about a lot of things. And a lot of people didn't want me doing that. But I'm a truth teller too. So, Medusa, what is your zodiac sign? I noticed there's a big delay on this. Georgie, I hate to hear that. My heart goes out to you, hun. My mom died in 2010 from cancer. And of course, my dad was killed. And I hit him. I said, "What's your zodiac sign, Medusa?" Kyron, it's energy, honey. Welcome in. So you call partners in on a vibration, you hit a vibration and match that vibration, and that's what calls them in. And through the relationship, you can like get off of the vibration. Like if one person's working on themselves and the other one isn't, like they'll change vibrations. But when you're on the same vibration, you'll call them in. Cancer, that's what my girls are, Medusa. And one of my sons. And my mom was a Cancer too, Medusa. Kyron, if you felt drawn to it, then you're supposed to be here. We're just talking. I mean, we've been talking. I haven't done it. I haven't done the reading yet. Yeah, Medusa. And sometimes that's good and sometimes that's not, you know. But I also feel like some people kickstart your healing. I've had a lot of people kickstart my healing. And sometimes you kickstart theirs, so. Georgie, I know. I felt my mom and my dad split up when I was an infant. I found out when I was 8 years old that my stepdad wasn't my dad, which there were a couple of them before him, but I had blocked it. I had blocked the memory because it was so bad of them. And I threw a fit when I found out that that guy wasn't my dad, and I wanted to see my dad. So I got to see my dad when I was 8. I got to go to my grandma's, his mom's, and see him when I was 16, and then I went and found him when I was 20. And I ended up moving away from Baltimore, and we lost touch. And then when I was trying to talk to him, like his wife would throw a fit, you know, we'd all end up in an argument and a fight. So I just felt like I didn't want to put him through it, so I just quit talking to him. I mean, I wanted him in my life, but I put him on a pedestal too, and he didn't belong there. Because I had such a traumatic life, you know. I was always like, it would be so much better if I was with Dad, you know. I wonder how life would be with Dad, but I'm not saying he was a bad person. I'm just saying it wouldn't have been the life for me either. Yeah, Medusa, I know what you're saying there. Your mom was a Cancer too? My mom was very guarded. She was a very guarded person. She went through a lot. I watched her go through abuse. I mean, as well as I was going through it growing up, she was also going through it. Man, that ain't gonna be big enough. Oh well. That's driving me crazy that it keeps moving. Excuse me. Okay, let's try to get this reading started again. What does my collective need to do to help call in their partner? What does my collective need to do to help call in their partner? We have the devil. So you need to, one, get away from toxic people, but also, you know, this devil's got these two people chained, but they don't realize they can easily slip these chains off their head and get out of this. So, like I was saying earlier, you call each other in on a vibration, but the baggage of your past, you end up carrying it with you, not even realizing it. And sometimes you'll carry wounds and, you know, trauma wounds, abandonment, trust issues and stuff from like your childhood. And you carry it into the relationship. And, you know, you have your insecurities and your self-esteem issues and trust issues, and it'll eventually bring the toxicity into the relationship. So you need to like figure out where your trust issues are coming from and work on them, your abandonment issues and stuff like that. But both partners have to do that in order to keep rising on the same vibration. Even if one partner is not in the wrong and didn't do anything wrong, but the partner that did works on themselves, then they are going to still vibrate higher than you. So you both need to find something within yourself, because trust me, we are always going to have something within ourselves we can work on. And you need to work on it. You know what I mean? Both of you work on yourselves and then also work on the relationship. Also, I said mindset. Watch your mindset, your negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative self-talk. Like, for instance, some of the things that you say to yourself, would you say them to a child? And I've always said that. Would you say them to a child? Because if you're saying it to yourself, you are saying it to a child. Because you have an inner child inside of you that just wanted to be loved and protected and, you know, nurtured and feel safe. And that's the child you're speaking to. So you have to learn to be your own mom and your own dad. The mom in you needs to nurture and love and care for your inner child. And the dad needs to set the boundaries and the discipline and, you know, make sure people are respecting you and take action and be determined to move forward with things. So you need to learn to be your own mom and dad. And Georgie, I know that's going to be hard for you because you had nothing to really go on. But you have to love yourself, give to yourself, and also set your healthy boundaries for other people. It doesn't have to just be in your family. It can be in family members. It can be in friends. It can be in any of that where it gets picked up from, Georgie. It doesn't just have to be your parents. It could even be siblings. Like I dealt with it with parents, and then I also dealt with it with siblings. And then, of course, I'm married into it, and yeah. But it all taught me something about myself. It built character. Took me a long time to get out of it and understand it, but I'm self-healed. I'm constantly working on myself to better myself. Not that I'm better than anybody else or want to be, just better than I was yesterday. Okay. What else do you want to tell them? What can they do to help call their partner in? What can they do to help call their partner in? And it may not be the partner you're here wanting to hear about. It could be, or it could be, a partner that matches your energy that God Divine Source wants to bring in. What else can they do to help call their partner in? Okay, you got the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands, you're going on that fiery, new, creative, passionate journey. They're telling you to focus on yourself and to go after your creativities. What lights your fire? What lights your spark? Go on that new journey. Take a risk. You have a wand here, and there is a little bit of growth on it. The more you go into your creativity and your passion, the more, you'll raise your vibration. But not only that, you'll be taking your focus off of a partner. So you're not white knuckling the steering wheel of life, and God Divine Source can't, move it. If you've got your focus on it, you've got it stuck and stagnant. Can't do nothing with it. Put out there what you want. And remember, there's free will, guys. So you could want it and be ready for it, but your partner might not be ready yet. So that's why it's divine timing. You got to let God Divine Source work with them too. What he's saying, focus on yourself and focus on your passions. Take your focus off of that partner. That way he can work with that. Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. I channel, but I'm not a mind reader. Georgie, I love that you're doing that. I really do. Well, William, 13, that's a 4. That's stability, that's success, that's celebrations, security, 4 corners of the house. What else do you want to tell them? What else do you want to tell the collective? Okay, you got the 4 of Pentacles. They're saying hold back your value. Hold back, know your worth, know your value. And if your partner does come in, make sure that, they're respecting you. It's not just the honeymoon phase, what I'm saying? Hold back your value, hold back your worth, be discerning. Don't rush in right away. Take your time. Let them show you who they are, what they're about. Because words are one thing, but actions are totally different. And charm, anybody can charm you, try to get what they want, or get you on the hook. And then, all of a sudden the mask comes off and they could be somebody else. So they're saying, be very careful. Go slow. Know your worth. Hold back. Don't stay guarded. Don't guard yourself, because then you block your blessings. But just be discerning. If the red flags come up, address them. Don't overthink it. Don't throw it to the back of your subconscious. Don't say, my imagination. If it comes up, address them. Talk to them about it. And, sometimes it might be a misunderstanding. but the only way you're going to know is communicate. Plus, if they're popping up, that lets them know you're alert, you're watching, you know what I mean? Like you're paying attention. And if they're willing to work with you or compromise, then yeah, move forward. But if you bring up something that you don't like that they're doing and you let them know, this makes me feel like this when you do this, and they don't seem like they give two shits, then that's not your person. King of Pentacles, there you go. Know your worth, know your value. I just said that. Hold back your worth, hold back your value. They're saying know your own worth, know your own value, build your own stability too. This king's he's stable, he's secure. He doesn't need anybody to take care of him. He can take care of himself. He's independent thinking. You know what I'm saying? You can be independent within a relationship. Because, you love yourself, and you love them. But you need to love yourself to the point where one day, you both are going to be going through something. It's probably going to be something totally different. And you're not going to be able to be there for each other. So is it going to stand the test of time through that? Is it going to stand the test of time if you can't be there for each other? So you work on yourself and then try to help your partner out. You know what I'm saying? And they the same. You guys are supposed to build and grow and evolve together. You're supposed to inspire and build each other up and build a legacy together. You're supposed to be teammates and partners and friends, not just lovers. Like Rich Love said, that, they've also, you're accountants to each other. You're the boss sometimes with each other. You have to let the other person who is strong in one area where you are weak in, let them have that area. And then they need to let you have the area where they're weak in and you're strong in. Because that's how you build something together. That's an empowered couple. What else? Medusa, I will throw you some cards here in a minute. Right, Georgie? Because after a while, you see that stuff before it even gets to you. You can feel it. You can feel it in the energy. Okay, we have the moon. So something's unknown. There's something you can't see yet. Something God, divine source is hiding from you. But they are telling you to work on yourself and focus on yourself. If you want to call your partner in, don't focus on your partner. Focus on your goals. Focus on your dreams. Focus on building stability. There's something that they've got, you're going to see clear soon. But right now, there's a reason why they're blocking it from you. I think one of the reasons is because he wants you to focus on you and he wants your partner to focus on them so you guys can work on yourselves and raise your vibration so you can come together at that level. But there's something he's got unhidden. You got to walk the path. But the moon, the sun always comes out to show what's hidden in the dark. So you have to feel your way through too, intuitively. The moon's intuition. You have to trust yourself, trust your gut, trust where you're being led. Have faith. The Ten of Pentacles. The moon's hiding the Ten of Pentacles right now. The Ten of Pentacles is abundance, wealth, happiness, family, home, all of that. There's an old man in there that shows how wise you've become. And there are dogs in there. You know, that shows loyalty. You have to be loyal to yourself before you can be loyal to someone else. There's usually a baby in this card, but I see a kid. There's the child, childlike innocence. Go back to your childlike wonder. What did you want to do? What did you want to be when you were a kid? You know, bring back that child that used to get excited when it see a butterfly outside flying, or trap it in a jar. There's the husband and the wife, or the boyfriend and the girlfriend. And then you've got the home. So there's the home back there. And they all seem like they're enjoying themselves, you know. The kid's peeking out from behind, though, a little shy, maybe. That the inner child in you just wants love. It just wants to be. It just wants to know it's loved. It wants to know it's safe. It's protected. I switched those. Okay, and the Nine of Wands. So you feel like, you know, you're healing. You're the wounded warrior. You've been through battles. All these wands are like battles. There's battles back here that you've won. You haven't won them all, but there are battles back here that you've won, but you can win the war. And there you go. He's telling you to take that wand. He's got one. And go off on that fool's journey. So there's a repeat right there. They're showing it twice. You're healing. You're the wounded warrior. But he put you on the front line because he knew he had faith in you, you know. He had faith in you. He knew you were going to make it through. He knew you were going to be the warrior. He knew you were going to be the winner. He doesn't give you more than you can handle. And he puts the strongest on the front line, you know, and the weaker ones in the back. So you don't need to guard this anymore. You know, you can go off on a new journey. This also represents putting a wall between yourself and someone else, or there's a wall between you guys. You gotta let that guard down. You gotta open back up to receiving. You can't go at it with a blocked heart, and you can't go back at it if it's somebody you want to go back to. You can't go back at it with your heart blocked. I mean, how are you gonna receive love if it's blocked? You know what I'm saying? So open your heart up, because it's an illusion that we can protect ourselves from it. Trust me, I've thrown mine in a box and locked it behind several doors and put razor wire up and gates, and they still got in because it's an illusion. You can't block it. You just block your blessings when you do that. So let that wall down. You don't need to guard it anymore. You don't need to stand in front of it anymore. You already know what the red flags are. You've got the trophy, the t-shirt, the damn award. So you'll see them when they come in. Just address them. And look, here we go. Again, he's put one wand down that meant something to him that has growth on it. There was something that grew from it. You grew and evolved from it, but he put that wand down, and here again, he's got one wand, and he's going on that journey. There's 3 times that it's showing you that he wants you to go on a new passionate journey. There's more out there for you to see and more out there for you to do. You haven't done everything that you know is out there to do. You're standing up here stagnant. You're not moving. When you have the whole world in your hands, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. There's nothing that you can't create. You just have to believe that you can. If you believe it, you can achieve it. If you believe that you can't, then you won't. This and that are true. What do you put the energy toward? Do you put the energy toward believing, or you put the energy toward not believing? Turn your mindset around. Believe that you can create anything, because you can. You're the creator of your own world, you know? Our mindset, when we're thinking negative things, it's like a back order. You go to McDonald's, you don't get your order right away. They got to make it. Or you go to a restaurant, they got to make your food. You got to wait. You know what I'm saying? So it's a back order. So if you're thinking negative, you have a back order of that coming in. If you're thinking positive, you're going to have a back order of that coming in. So pay attention to what your mindset is and know that you can create your own world, and there's a whole world out there for you to see. And then you've got the Four of Cups. So he's trying to give you an opportunity. He's trying to bring you an opportunity in. You had these, but, you know, they no longer fulfill you. But they meant something to you because they're standing up. They're not just tossed on the ground. But there's an opportunity they're trying to bring in, and you're still thinking about something from the past. You're still reminiscing about something. Could be old behaviors, old belief systems, you know, of you not being good enough, or you not being worthy, or I'm never going to have love, or it's never going to work out. You're creating that. You're creating that in your world. And God's source divine's trying to offer you something. Could be reminiscing about a missed opportunity, but he's trying to offer it to you. You just don't see it. You're too focused on it. Like I said, take your hands off the steering wheel. Focus on something else. That's why he wants you to get into your creativity and your passions. So the devil wants you to focus on it. He wants you to keep on it. Because as long as you focus on it, it can't be brought to you. You're not manifesting it. He likes that. He likes you keeping yourself stuck and stagnant. And what's at the bottom? Page of Swords. You guard it. Again, 2 cards of being guarded. The Wounded Warrior that's guarded. And this one's guarded. But you also, this can be a stalker too. Somebody watching you. And it doesn't have to be bad. But could be somebody watching you. Somebody studying you. Doesn't always have to be, but it can be. And it's also a card of studying, you know. Study things. Be discerning. Like I told you, pay attention. Watch. You know the red flags. Pay attention. Watch. But he's also walking forward while still looking back at the past. You got to let the past go. Even if it's somebody that you want to come back, you have to let them go and release that in order for there to be a chance for them to even come back. You're holding the energy too tight. You got to focus on you and carry on with your life. And, you know, he's ready to cut out anything that comes at him. Like he's guarded. He's standing there in a stance, wanting to go forward, but he's so afraid something's going to come back from the past and bite him in the ass. You got to turn around and trust and have faith and walk forward. Face forward while walking forward. If it's meant to come back from the past and you're wanting it from the past, it'll happen. If that's what's meant for you, it'll happen. You have to trust that. You have to trust God. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust your gut. And you have to go forward. See, if you can tell, he's looking back and he can't see nothing. There's a cloud there. But if he turns around, it's clear. There's no clouds. Yeah, Georgie, my angels and guardians protect me too. My mom does too. My mom's been with me since the day she passed. Well, Georgie, if you don't want a person, maybe it said reconnecting. Maybe this is just God's source divine telling you to, you know, find something else creative to do. Maybe something besides your book. Keep doing your book, though. Well, Texas AF, you don't have to be here if that's how you feel. I'm not holding you against your will. Yeah, Georgie, I get that vibe. I get that vibe off you. Well, I wish you the best in that. Like, I wish for it to be a success for you. What do you mean, how many genders are there? You're welcome, Georgie. I'm good, Florence. How are you? Welcome in. We just got done with the reading. I think it started at 103, I believe. I was just going to ask you, Medusa, if you were still in here. I'll do one on top, one on bottom, or one out, one on the bottom for you, Medusa. Florence, I'm from West Virginia. Where are you from? I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. Medusa, what are you making good for breakfast? What'd you say, some kind of soup? Or is that lunch? Okay, so whatever spirit wants to tell you, Medusa. Well, first I need to be ready. Omelet with spinach and green onions. I can do the spinach. I don't like cooked onions, but I'll take the green onions on the side. I just don't like the texture. Make sure they're all upright, yeah. That sounds good, though. I haven't had an omelet in forever. Gutting? Is that gutting, Florence? Purple's your favorite? Oh, I love garlic too. These turn around on me. Yes, they did. I'm just shuffling on getting them ready, Medusa. Hold on a minute. I like to start with them all upright, and if they turn during the reading, then I'll get my bracelet, whatever I did with it, out and see if it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm pretty well. Shout out to go to. I don't know how many of them went upside down. There we go. I might have picked them up wrong too. Right. Well, I like the sweets too. And I have to stay away from the salt. Not too much, anyway. Well, Florence, that's sweet of you. I love everybody. Okay. All right. What do you want to tell Medusa? One card out, one card on the bottom. What do you want to tell Medusa? Medusa, are you ready? Or are you still cooking breakfast? Are you ready? Okay. Yeah, he'll be fine. All right, what do you want to tell Medusa? One card out, one card under. One card out, one card under. What do you want to tell Medusa? Thank you. Oh my goodness, Medusa. Holy cow, girl. You got a new passionate beginning coming that's going to grow. It has potential to grow. Divine's bringing it in. Yes, you do. You got 2 aces, girl. 2 aces, 2 new beginnings. One truthful and clear, and one passionate and fiery. I've never seen 2 aces come out in just 2 cards. Yeah, don't stress. Don't worry, honey. You got 2 new beginnings coming. And maybe an apology. Because you got the olive branch on here. You may cut out something too. You know, that sword cuts things out that no longer serve you. And maybe that's what he's saying. You need to cut out what no longer serves you. You have a new passionate beginning coming in, and stick to your truth. You know, get truth and clarity before moving forward. But that's 2 new beginnings. So that could be something that's going to make you very clear-minded, and something that's going to light your fire. You're welcome. You'd like to see me? I'm not seeing anybody on here. You do see me. I'm on screen. I don't mean anything against that. It's just I like to keep my work life and my personal life kind of separate. Medusa, if you have any worries, honey, don't worry. Just let go. Let go and go with the flow. That shocked me. Hey guys, well, I'm going to get off of here. I'll try to go back and find the timestamp for the reading and put it in the timestamps. I'm pretty sure it's at 103, but I'll look. Anyway, I love you guys. Talk to you later. Be easy on yourselves. See ya.